wanted to make a pretty short video about Forscan. I'm sure most of y'all are familiar with it or have at least heard of it. Maybe not used it, but guys, Forscan's a powerful piece of software. I mean, they even advertise it as dealership level for diagnostics. And I don't work at a dealer, not a tech or anything like that, but it sure seems like it's as powerful as that. Forscan, although it is software, does require some hardware. That's the OBD2 scanner. This one I ordered a couple years back and used it a few times. It is the Elm 327 scanner with the MSHS switch. If you need more of a, I guess, explanation what MSHS switch is for and used for, you'll have to Google it because I'm not totally sure. I believe it's medium speed, high speed CAN bus data. All I know is in the Forscan software, it tells you when you need to switch it and what it should be on. I'm going to be using this to turn off the annoying double honk when your car is running and you got the keys in your pocket. You know, you probably got keyless, push button, push start. The double honk that happens when you hop out of the car, maybe to go grab the mail, hop out, grab something, forgot something in the house, and it honks at you, makes you jump. Maybe it honks at you, 4 in the morning. It's annoying. So guys, you're gonna have to order the OBD2 scan tool ahead of time. I'll just show you some of the documentation here. I believe I did order mine from Amazon, but if you just Google it, you can find it. Some of the instructions there. Obviously, you need the USB driver and the Forscan app. Your biggest resource is going to be forscan.org. You don't have to have the download in there. I've just already navigated to the download page. When you're at forscan.org, and I'll even back it up here so we can start from the beginning. When you're at forscan.org, it just kind of looks like a whole lot of updates, whole lot of nothing, stuff that doesn't really matter to you or something you might not care about. Head over to the products tab right here. If you're on Windows, I don't believe this works on Mac or like Google Chrome operating system, so you're gonna have to be on a Windows computer. Click this top link here, install the Forscan software. It's self-explanatory. It goes through quick as can be. There's some confusion about extended and standard licenses. It comes with a standard license, but the extended license can either be bought or you can get a 2-month free trial for free. I mean, it's as easy as hitting the link, inserting your info, name, email, and hardware ID. Now you get your hardware ID from the Forscan software. So start by installing the Forscan software. So once you install Forscan, you're going to open up the software and come to a landing page. It's technically this tab, but yours is going to be completely blank. Mine's already open because I've already been doing some things on my vehicle. Now the vehicles I'm doing it on today are two: a 2015 Ford Fusion, the plug-in hybrid, which is the Energy, and then a 2016 Ford Explorer with the twin turbo, the small 4-cylinder twin turbo. And this software and adapter will work with both of those vehicles, no problem. So again, you're going to come to this landing page. It's going to be blank. The first thing you're going to have to do is head down here to About. In About, you're going to see a hardware ID here, not your name. It's going to be a hardware ID, and that's what you're going to bring over here to the support request and punch it in there. And once you submit that, it takes a couple hours, but Forscan will then email you your extended license key. And that's going to look, that email is going to look something like this. Now I just screenshot it and blacked out my hardware ID and info and all that. It's probably not that important, but it's going to look a little bit like this. These are the instructions. It's not as simple as just punching in a number in Forscan and all of a sudden you have a license. You have to go through a few steps. You have to click on this download link. It will download a file into your browser. You don't open that file or anything. You open Forscan, and then here it's going to say load license key. Now mine says uninstall because I've already put my license key in there. But you're going to say load license key, and it's going to bring up a file explorer, and you're going to select your Forscan extended license file. Forscan will restart, it'll do all its own thing, and you should be good to go. Now, the other kind of tricky part is the OBD2 adapter, getting the drivers to work. Again, just follow the instructions on the card here. Get it to focus a little bit for you. Get the right USB driver, and it should be about plug and play. Get it plugged in here just to show you how it initializes. Here my computer recognizes it. I have a red LED, which is telling me that it's actually a good connection to the computer. Now that'll change once we get it connected to a vehicle, which I'm gonna run down and do here shortly. All right guys, down here in the vehicle with the software open and the vehicle off, the scanner is plugged in, and set it to HS. The car's not going to blow up if you have it to MS, but the software will instruct you to switch it if it is in the other position. So get it plugged into your OBD2, turn on the vehicle just by pushing the button. Don't put your foot on the brake to start the engine. Just initialize the accessories. Okay, with that, you come back to the software. Turn down my climate here. Come down to the software. On this landing page, you're going to start up here in the top left corner. This vehicle with an eye on it is the vehicle and interface. Okay, come down here. You can see it says vehicle not connected, and then we hover over this chain right here and it says connect to vehicle. Hit that once. And again, I told you, it kind of warns you about some things. Ignition key is on, can switch if on ELM 327, which we are, is in the HS can position. It is. Vehicle's not moving. It's not. Hit OK. And it initializes. Now, because I've done this before, it already has a profile loaded. I'm going to hit yes. This pop-up shouldn't come up for you. All it's going to want to do is initialize and create a stock, I don't know what you want to call it, profile for the vehicle that you're working on. And it's important to have kind of a stock backup profile in case something goes wrong. And then we have another pop-up here. Does your ELM adapter have the HSMS can switch? Yes, it does. Please set it to MS. So again, we started with HS, and it just instructed us to go to MS. So let's just hop over here, MS, come back over here, hit OK. Now, what it's doing is it's finding all the modules, it's pulling all these things up. If you get a warning, unless you're, diagnosing, troubleshooting, whatever you're, you more advanced educated people are doing, for our purpose, we're just going to ignore all that. It found all the modules. Okay, what we're going to do next for the double honk is come over here to this computer chip looking thing. What do they call it? Configuration and programming. Makes sense. Now, you may have seen on message boards and whatnot that you got to go into the body control module configuration. And that's true, but on all these message boards, I see it as going into the as-built format. Now, what that looks like when we want to connect to any one of these modules in here, again, this, at least to me, this is a crazy powerful tool. But all these guys go into the as-built format version. Now you see there's two, as-built format, one that just says module configuration. I'm going to show you what the as-built format one looks like. Come back over here, you see it instructs us, go back to HS. Okay, no problem. What is that? Switching. Okay. Hit okay. Incorrect value may heed all the warnings, guys. If you're not sure, don't do anything. I'm hitting okay because I'm not sure, but I'm willing to take a risk. This is what it looks like in the as-built format what do they call it? Module configuration for the body control module. It's confusing. There's all kind of codes. There's all kinds of digits. I mean, I know some people may be able to figure this out, but not me. I'm gonna back out. Whenever you want to back out of a module, just hit stop service procedure. This square, you have a play and a stop button. That's your run and your stop. I don't want that. I'm gonna come back up here to where we started. We're gonna skip the as-built and we're just gonna go one below that to body control module configuration. Then we're gonna run the service procedure, let it do its thing, reading block. Wow, so much more simple, easy to recognize. Guys, there's all kinds of settings you can change in here. If you don't know what you're doing, I recommend not doing it. I've read a couple posts of people, you know, thinking they can just enable, I don't know, navigation, even though it's not, you know, a navigation equipped vehicle, and it messes with other things. I wouldn't go down that road. I wouldn't take the risk. All we're in here for is the double honk on leaving cabin. If we scroll down, it's plain as day. Double honk on leaving cabin. Mine's already disabled because I did it on this ahead of time to make sure I knew, at least, you know, sounded mildly educated on the thing. But you're gonna click on it, highlight it, whole line here. Again, just showing you we're in the body control module configuration. Edit selected. You're gonna get this pop-up, double honk on leaving cabin. Which one do you want? Obviously I want to keep it disabled, but yours is gonna show up like that, enabled. All you gotta do is click disabled. Okay. Once you do that, it should show on here as no longer enabled but disabled. Come down here, hit right. Now mine says no changes, nothing to do, because it was already disabled, but it'll come up here and give you a summary, kind of like if you've ever changed the BIOS settings on a PC. It'll say, okay, well, before you close out, you changed double honk leaving cabin previous setting enabled, your new setting disabled. And you'll just say yes or okay, and it'll be written. Mine, again, nothing changed, but it's as simple as that. Now, once it writes, it usually tells you to turn off the vehicle, and then you can start it back up. Again, we didn't have the engine running before to do all this programming, but when we're done, we can start it up. I've got the key in my pocket. I can leave the car running. You know, it's hot down here. It's only, what, 83 degrees today, but it's pretty hot down here. I'm gonna leave the air conditioning running. I can get out with the keys in my pocket, close the door. The passenger can do the same thing, and no worries, no double honk scaring or pissing off your neighbors or anything like that. Again, really powerful tool, really awesome. I think it's shrouded in a lot of mystery and confusion and scaries. I don't even know what you want to call it, but there's, as long as you're slow and deliberate and don't guess on anything, I think you're going to be just fine using Forscan, and good luck. Again, you know, I'm not a tech or a expert. I'm really a DIY guy, so I think to have a tool this powerful is awesome, no matter what level you're at. You can also, I'll just go in here and show you, you can also run diagnostic codes. I haven't messed with this too much, so I'm not sure what things look like or, you know, anything there, but just showing you, you know. very cool software. And I'm gonna head over and do my SUV now. Again, SUV is gonna be the same process, same hardware, same software. You don't have to do anything crazy, so good luck. Just kidding, bonus footage. All right, so now we're over in the 2016 Ford Explorer, and I wanna give just a quick rundown of obviously the same procedure, same deal, just more of a fresh approach, so that way you don't see things I've already done. So again, first thing we do, plug in the OBD2, turn on the ignition, but don't start the engine, and then come over here to open your Forscan software and click the connect to vehicle. All right, same warning, HS CAN position, we're all good there. Hit OK. So now we're getting an initial initialization. So load the selected profile. This time I'm going to say no. This may be from several years ago. Appropriate spec. Okay, this is a 2016, so I'm not sure why we get a 16 and 17 option. But it's going to run through the same thing. It's going to slowly, now it takes a lot more time. You see it saying reading vehicle info. It takes a lot more time when you're doing this for the first time, about finding modules. And then I will cut this out and come back once it's done finding modules and it's asking me to save the profile. So coming in a little faster, but it'll take a minute. Okay, so it only took about 2 minutes, but I don't want to make this video much longer. And now it's asking me, would you like to save a profile for the vehicle rather than load or use the profile like we did in the Fusion just before this? So yes, I want to save a profile for this vehicle, and that should be it. Yeah, vehicle is ready. Once it's saved the profile, there's really nothing left to do except go into our configuration and programming, do the exact same thing as we did over there. We're going to go in the body control module configuration, but we're not going to use the as-built. We're going to do module configuration, push run service procedure, put it in the HS CAN position. I got to do that really quick. Okay, hit OK, reading block. That's very fast. And then again, just like you saw over in the Fusion, this Explorer, again guys, this is the same software, no different drivers, there's no anything. Same software, same OBD2 adapter. I simply went from one car to the other. We're gonna scroll down here to D, double honk on leaving cabin. Guys, why do they spell cabin like that? It's been like that for both vehicles. It's odd. Double honk on leaving cabine. Now this one's enabled, so let's edit selected. Like I said, it shows up enabled. This time we obviously select disabled and OK. And then I always forget to hit right, but hit right. And then this is what I was trying to explain on the last page. Please confirm these changes. Double honk, old value enabled, new value disabled. Hell yeah. All right, let's go over here, hit OK. And you see it's writing down there at the bottom. Now my dash just flickered. I didn't pick the camera up fast enough, but you may have heard the clicking of solenoids and the dash flashing. Guys, that happens every time you hit right. Don't panic. Unless you change the setting that you shouldn't have changed, then you might want to panic. But for this purposes, we're good to go. Okay, I said program successful. Now, like I said before, cycle ignition off. Again, the engine was not on, but we'll just hit the button. It's off. Now on this, I'm gonna start it right off the rip. Hit OK. And that's it. Now it still says executing service procedure down here. That's because we're still in the control module, the body control module. Again, you can see it's disabled. Let's go down here and hit the stop button. That stops the service procedure. And it says completed successfully, vehicle ready, no big deal. Now, I'm gonna hop out and show you that this does not honk when I get out with the keys in my pocket. To disconnect your Forscan tool, go back up to that first tab, vehicle and whatever that said. Come down to the bottom, instead of connect the vehicle, simply disconnect the vehicle. Now you can see vehicle not connected. I'm good to go. I can unplug this safely. We're done with the laptop. Thank God. So, engine's running. My wife needs to get fuel. The keys are in my pocket. I'm gonna pull them out and show you that we can hop out and close the door with the keys with us, and there'll be no honk. What a miracle. Key is still with me. Nothing. Love it.